Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I've just come back from the UK Southwest Pen Show in February 2020. I went there with what was a very small, modest list of things that might interest me, and I know over the course of the last year, it's been a year since I bought a Visconti, that many of you have thought that I'd stopped buying Visconti. Truth be told, I have just really not found much on the Visconti range of pens that have interested me until now. Or actually, some of the older pens have interested me a lot, and this is one of them. So I went there with a very small, very modest list, and I came back with what I thought was not a lot. And when I'm looking at some of these things off camera, I'm starting to think, Dave, what possessed you? Because there's quite a few things here, and they're all good things, but as with a lot of things, when you go to a pen show, things interest you. There's a lot of things that I didn't buy that did interest me. There's also some things I've ordered that will probably arrive maybe at the London Pen Show or later, but I'm not going to go into those here today. So this was one of the first things that I bought, and as you can see here, this is a Visconti. Now, I bought this on the evening of the or the night before the pen show, and if you've gone to a pen show, you want to stay over the night before as well as preferably the night after. Certainly the night before is when you can get some deals, and you can also beat a lot of people to the pens as well. And this is a pen that I have been after for a long time, so I'm going to take this off now, but this is a special pen. It's been a pen that I've been after for a long time, so I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to be very careful because I will show you why in a moment. But this is quite tight. This is a heavy box, but it is also a box covered in gold leaf. And you can see here, this is, if I turn it round, you'll see a little bit more of the box. This is the Visconti Saint Basil. And this is a pen that I've wanted for a couple of years. I decided I would not buy this pen in the end because I bought the Speakeasy, but you can see here this is an absolutely stunning pen. And it was available for sale. It was actually available at the London Pen Show in October 2019, and yes, that is a real ruby. And I passed it up because I had bought a lot of pens, and unfortunately the pen had changed hands since the London Pen Show, but it was actually bought by another dealer, and I purchased it off of him. And this is, I'll just show you, this is the fountain pen, and the reason why I discarded this in the past for my purchases was that this is a very expensive pen. Now, it still is a very expensive pen, but I also got a deal, and I'll show you the reason why I got a deal. Like, this is a really beautiful pen, and this is all gold, and I'll show you why I got a good deal. Because if I try to reach off camera, there's another box. And for any of my fans or followers that were there with me of the night before the pen show will have seen, and some of them would have got to see this, there are two pens. And yes, this is a set, although these are sold separately as well. So this, if I remove this one and bring in this one, because I really don't have the space on camera to be doing this, and if I lift this lid as well, you'll see here the second pen. Now, when I say this is a set, this is the rollable. So I have the fountain pen and the rollable in this set, and this is a really beautiful pen. I'm glad that I got this set. It's not cheap by any stretch, But when you look at these online, there are a number that sell on eBay. Not only did I pick this up for a fair bit less than what they're selling for on eBay, quite a bit less actually, but I also got 2 for the price of 1. So there you can see I actually got a very, very good deal. So those were 2 of the pens that I picked up before the pen show had even started. Now, when I was going around the pen show, I also got my eye on this. And I honestly do not need another storage box or another pen storage box. But this is such a lovely design. You can see there that lovely pattern. It really is beautiful. It's a massive box. It actually comes with a locking key. Now, I'm going to have to be careful opening this because I don't want it to bump the camera boom. But here you can see it actually holds space for 12 pens, and I can lift this off or lift it up, and then there's another 12 pens there. So I saw this at the table of Vince from the Northumbrian Pen Company, and I decided that this would actually be quite a nice pen tray, or at least this one here, the removable one, for displaying some of my pens on camera. I got it for a good price. Actually got it for a very good price. I didn't need it, but I decided when I saw it there, I actually fell in love. And Vince only had a couple of these, and he'd already sold one immediately. So by the time I got round to Vince, I said to him, look, can you reserve this one and I'll pick it up towards the end of the show, which I did. So this is a really, really lovely pen display box, and I probably will be using this on future pen videos at some point. My original pen trays are more sort of really sort of a curvature here rather than actually sort of deep slots, but it only holds 10 pens where this holds 12 pens, so I could probably get a couple more pens in here. So I'm just going to shut this lid and just be a little bit careful when shutting that. So that was something else that I'd also purchased, and this was a bit of a whim. I wasn't even looking at something like this, but I decided that not only because it supported 24 pens or 12 pens in the tray, it also had this lovely red sort of almost like a mahogany type colour here along with the black, and it was lockable. I thought I would buy it. So I bought that from Vince at the Northumbrian Pen Company. I also bought a couple of these. Now, you might be thinking, what on earth are they? Put them there. You can put them together like that, or you could put them together like that, but they're not meant to be together. So these are 3D printed inkwells, and you can see here what you should do is effectively pour the ink in there, and you have a little pour so you can pour the ink back out into a vial or into an ink bottle. So they're effectively like a very much larger version of the Ink Miser. And I've been wanting a few more Ink Misers, and I was going to pick up some TWSBI inks that have like an Ink Miser built in. But then I saw these on William Shakura's table, and I decided I really needed to get these, and he only had a couple, so I said to him, look, I will take both of those now, because I will be able to use these. And the other reason why is that I also realised that it actually stores William's pens quite nicely in here as a pen holder. So it actually doubles up as a pen holder. But they are inkwells, so the idea is that William has a pen like this without a piston in it, and it's literally just a handle, but it has the number 8 size box nib, and you just dip in here for some ink and then you write, and it's as simple as that. I think it's a great design. I think William has come up with a really good idea here. This was somebody, I believe on Instagram, that had asked him for something like this, and he produced it, and I really do think it's a great idea. So I purchased a couple of these from William. That's William Shakur, and he also makes these 3D printed Titan pens as well. And he's William Shakur on Instagram. Now, I've been wanting to do a little bit of pen repair recently, so one thing I've been lacking is these, and these are pen section pliers. And the idea is, if you needed to remove a section, now this is actually a bit, probably too big a pen, but you can literally put them in here. I could probably actually get a smaller pen. Let's have a look, maybe something like this. So you can, if you want to, grip them here, and it will grip very, very tightly. So you could actually use a couple here if you wanted to try and untwist a pen. So these are really instrumental in doing pen repair. If you wanted to remove sections of pens or parts of the body perhaps. So for me, I wanted to get some of these. So I picked these up. These were from the Pendragons, and they sell online. Technically, I didn't actually buy them at the show because they don't go to the show, but I bought them actually on the day of the show, and they arrived a couple of days later. So for me, they are instrumental, and I will be using these a lot, I believe. Really, really good quality from what I can see, and I like them. So hopefully I'll get to use those quite a lot. Now, the other thing which was on my shortlist, which is a William Hanna notebook. Now, these are disc-bound notebooks. They're leather, you can see here, with like a plush felt liner, and they come with a spine. So these discs are all intertwined together. And William Hanna there, it's williamhannauk.com. You get a calendar. You get a whole lot of selection of paper within the notebook when you buy it. Now, these notebooks are not cheap. They are £99 for an A5 or £89 normally for an A6. But the paper is fountain pen friendly, and I just love it, and I really do like these. So for me, this is a great notebook, and I have a number of these already. So why do I need another one? Why does anybody need another one? But I do. And when I say I already have a number of these already, I have another one there, and I have a couple more as well, but not with me at the moment. I also wanted to buy a couple of, if I put these down here, these, and these are pen bands. So the idea is that if I remove these are unfortunately very flappy, and they do not actually hold together. So the idea is you put this elasticated leather pen holder on them. So now you can put a pen in there. Now, they won't hold all sizes of pens, but let me just find a Jinhao maybe that I have here. These are quite a tight fit, so they're not going to fit a lot of heavy pens, and if you try to remove it, you might find that it removes if you've got a pull cap. But these are quite nice, especially if you're going to a meeting and you've got a screw thread one. So this is again another one here for this version of the notepad that I have. So you just put it on there and it holds the notepad closed. So I picked those up as well. I also picked up a lot of other paper because I do write a lot. Strangely enough, a lot of people say, what do you do with all of these pens and inks? And I write. Why wouldn't you? So I picked these up. So these are, I go through a lot of these. These are the to-do lists. So you'll see here you have a to-do list, and you just write the items here, and then you can tick them off when done. And then on the back, you have a notes section. I kind of actually wish that that David Round at William Hanna would actually do these double-sided, but I think he'd sell a lot less of them, so I kind of understand why he does them that way. So that's the to-do list. And then I also got, if I open this up carefully, a load of the dot grid paper as well. So I've got 100 sheets of dot grid. And I also, because I'm starting to like grid paper a lot more, got the grid paper. So I've got 100 sheets of grid paper, and the dots and the gridded are the same both sides. So I came away with that as well. So for me, that was actually, let me try and shut this up correctly, a lot that I had actually picked up at the show. So this was everything that I bought. None of this was on loan at all. Now, I have picked up a lot of other things on loan. Now, I was in 2 minds to show you them here, but I will do separate review videos of those. But I came away with 8 fountain pens for review, and also a couple of cases as well. So expect to see those videos in the coming weeks and months, because I will be reviewing all of those. And I come away probably for the last 2 or 3 pen shows saying that this, or they were my last best pen show ever. And honestly, this really was my best pen show. Not because of the sheer amount of vendors or the sheer amount of pens on display. This was a much smaller pen show, but I managed to hang out with a lot of fans and friends and vendors the night before the pen show, the night after the pen show, and I really had a great time. I've also been working very hard for the last 12 to 18 months to try and get in a lot more pens on loan for review. And year on year, I have been reducing the amount of pens that I've been buying. I'm not going to stop buying pens, but I am getting to the point where I have most of the pens that I want in my collection, but I need to review more pens. So I've been working very hard with a lot of vendors to actually get more pens for review. Now, I wanted to get 52 pens for 2020 to review, which is essentially is 1 pen video review a week. I thought that was a little bit of a tall order, but I thought I would set that as my New Year's resolution. And just after the pen show, and this is bearing in mind early February 2020, in just over a month I have over 30 pens on loan for review, and I would really like to thank everybody that has come forward and loaned me pens, because I couldn't do this continuing on year without the support of people, and I do have to transition into getting other pens to review and not just reviewing my own pens. So for me, that is more key to having this channel being more sustainable, and it's very difficult to get pens for review. You have to really sort of set up a rapport with vendors and with manufacturers. It's a lot of work, and it's been something that I've been trying to do for the last 12 to 18 months, and it's starting to pay off basically. Now, they are all items that are on loan, that will be on loan, so I came away with 8 pens on loan and 2 cases, so I will be reviewing those. I also have another 30 or 20 pens on top of that, about 20 or so, that I have already recorded reviews of, which I will be releasing over the course of the next month. So there will be a lot more pen video reviews coming from me, as well as currently inked videos, as well as pen show videos, because I'm going to the London Pen Show in just under a month's time, and I'm sure that I'm going to come away with a lot of pen videos from the pen show. So I think this is an exciting time. You're going to see a lot more videos from me over the course of the next few months and the course of the next year. So if you like my videos, do please subscribe to them. Do like them. Feel free to comment on them, what you like, what you don't like. Also, feel free to help me out with my Patreon account as well. I do have some Patreon followers. It all helps into going to buying things to review. Although I am trying to actually get more items on loan for review as well. But the lighting here on this studio that I have created, the camera phones, the microphone, like everything here is all at my cost. So anything from my Patreon subscribers help to going to really expand that and make things a lot better. So I'd like to thank everybody that has or does subscribe to me on Patreon and helps me out there. Anybody that's helped me out on PayPal in the past as well. There is a link down below if you want to help out at any point on PayPal or Patreon. Please feel free to do so. There's also a link on the end screen here as well of this video and all of my videos. But I'd like to thank everybody at the UK Southwest Pen Show, from some of my fans that I met up with, some of the vendors there, the show organisers as well. I had a really, really great time, and I think with everything that I'd actually purchased from the show, and you can just see some of the stuff here, as well as the Visconti pens from John at St John's Pens, and the lovely pen display box or storage box as well. There's a lot here that I came back with. It's a lot more than I thought I came back with, but I had a great time, and I'm even more stoked that in less than a month I've got the London Pen Show, and I'm going to be going there, although I may not be buying much because I did overspend a little bit here, but I will see what is there at the London Pen Show in March 2020. So that's really my review or wrap up of the UK Southwest Pen Show. This is my Pen Show haul for February 2020. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.